The 10,000 Tin Challenge Week 2. We apologise for the lateness of this video, but you join us in the food bank. Welcome, Will.
Thank you, Jack.
Surrounded by stuff. It is not very tidy at the moment because we're getting so many donations in because it is the 10,000 Tin Challenge. So we are going to update you with how many tins we've had in over the previous week and give you a little bit of information about who we help and how we help them. So first up, or should we make people wait to see how many tins they've got in?
No,
we'll do it first. We'll do it first. Yeah. Let's have a look at the totalizer this week. It is over 300 tins.
In one week? That's
which is fantastic. Without the help of the Black Country Food Bank and 2 huge festivals that was took us over 1,000 last time. Talking about the Black Country Food Bank. Hello, Mike, if you're watching. I'm sorry I missed your phone call earlier. I will be calling you. So that number might rise over the next coming weeks. But yeah, 300, that's stuff from co-ops, that's stuff from Asda, that's stuff from people randomly bringing it in. Absolutely fantastic, Will.
Yeah, no, it's been brilliant. And you highlighted the co-ops. We've just done a little feature on Signal Radio for next week, actually, a package about the 10,000 Tin Challenge. And it talks about the community, it talks specifically about the co-op and the amount of work they do. So yeah, big shout out to any organisation, particularly the co-op, for working in this area of food needs. So fantastic. Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. And just think, that's over 300 tins. We don't count any of the other stuff that comes in.
If we did, 1,000 in the month.
You know, it could be so much more, but we make it more difficult for ourselves. We just do the tins. And not dog food either. Thank you, Tracy. Who tried to add that into the 10,000 Tin Challenge. Yeah. Right, so we thought we'd talk to you this week about where the food goes, and a specific group, Will, people who people may not think need our help, but still do.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that?
I can. Everybody knows, you'll experience it if you're a viewer, that utility cost of just living is going up. If you're in a household where you've got a fixed income, or whether you've got fixed benefits and your costs are going up, then your margin of money that you can spare is diminishing, and so you have those real dilemmas, particularly as we work towards the winter, dare I say it, of heat or eat, which we often talk about. But particularly with the kids going back to school, you'll be thinking of how do we buy uniform, how do we deal with lunches. These are all additional on costs, which is going to squeeze your bit of spare cash. So we're working predominantly, I suppose the biggest area of increase is around that sort of category, which impacts on an awful lot of people. In fact, you know, it could happen to anybody.
Well, you mentioned people on a fixed income. You also have to add into that group people in work.
Yeah.
Work is few and far between these days, 0-hour contracts, all that kind of stuff, and everything is being squeezed. And we wanted to talk to you this week about how we help people who might not have no money. They might actually have income, a job, a way of paying for food, but we still invite them down to House of Bread because you never know when the washing machine's going to break, when the shower's going to pack in.
Yeah, car insurance comes up. You know, there's always sorts of something that happens in your life.
So why do we encourage people, Will, even if they're able to sustain themselves, why do we encourage them to keep in contact with House of Bread?
There are a number of reasons. The 2 biggest priorities is basically enabling them to stay in the property that they're in and to manage life without going through a really bad dip or getting into a phase where actually it becomes so unbearable that they don't engage with the problem. It's natural. If you open an envelope or you see a brown envelope coming in, you know that's going to be a bill. And how often have you thought, I'll just deal with that tomorrow? I suppose what we're saying is you need to fess up and embrace what the situation is. Work with us with the CAB. That could help if you're out of budget balance.
Yeah.
But it's about just enabling people to stay in a secured accommodation where they are, and for the sake of a small amount of food. And we're not talking, you know, about huge baskets of food. We're talking about enough to help everybody get by.
So I was going to ask you, Will, the food bags we give out, do we give everybody the same amount, or do we, a leading question here, if somebody goes from having nothing or having no money for a month, do we adjust the size of the food bag to help those people?
We used to have a core bag, but we now have categories of bags. So we have enhanced bag, we have an enhanced family food bag, we have a weekly bag.
Enhanced weekly bag.
So the assessment is made of your need, and then we provide you with that. But we also, along with that, provide you with advice, guidance, support, social engagement. It's about that asking the questions which we or anybody has the right to do it. And it works into the whole idea of rethinking the way we deal with kindness, because actually being supported without a plan is naive. So just simply handing over a food bag week on, week out isn't actually going to help. So it's about coming alongside a family or an individual, finding out what the problems are, working out where we can fit in, and try and spread out those lumps.
And we try and help people maintain as steady as you can in today's climate, lifestyle that's healthy. So it's much more difficult to be going down then up, down then up. If we can maintain a healthy, sensible lifestyle that's steady, that's relatively steady, that leads to a lot of more healthier mental health, all that kind of thing. And again, we work with a lot of different agencies to help that.
And it's about looking after that person until they're ready to fly. And we're there, ready to let them fly, encourage them to let them fly, but we're there equally to support them through that difficult journey of life.
And that could be years, it could be decades. It really is a long game. It's not a quick fix.
No.
Right. Thank you very much, Will, for joining us in the food bag.
We've been up here for ages.
I have got to go home now and hurriedly edit this and probably end up sweating and tearing my hair out.
Sorry. One of those weeks.
Thank you so much for watching. As ever, this is our campaign videos. If you want to know what we're doing on a day-to-day, weekly basis and what on earth is going on at House of Bread, apart from collecting food, check out Hob News on Sundays at 4.
Lots going on.
As ever, please like and share these videos and spread them as wide as you can. They are for everybody, not just the people of Stafford, although the people of Stafford are awesome. Right, we're going to stop talking now. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Goodbye.